Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more World of Warcraft. What is this, like the third WoW video I've made here on the channel? The reason why we're back on WoW here today is because of the Love is in the Air event. It comes back every single year, and with this event, we get the return of the Crown Chemical Dungeon. It's actually a pretty easy dungeon here in this game, as are most of the holiday event dungeons, but the reason why I'm back here is because I want the freaking mount from that dungeon. My freaking goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that mount has been haunting me for years now. It's a rocket that I've wanted it since I joined the game. You may look at it and think, you know what, it's not really that big of a deal. I mean, what's so cool about this little love rocket? Well, what's cool about it is how freaking rare that it actually is. Less than, I think, like maybe 1% of players that play this game actually have this rocket, because the only way to actually obtain it, we're going to queue up for the dungeon here really quickly, the only way to obtain it is from this little heart-shaped box, which you will get from your first victory per day per character, and you have to have a character be either level 110 or higher to actually get the rocket from the love box. So it's actually a super rare mount. I've been trying for it since I started playing this game, and of course the event itself is only around for a very limited time. It's only going to be here for, what's it, a couple weeks or something like that. You can try basically once per day per character that's over level 110, and I've been trying on every character that I have pretty much every day that the event has been live since I started playing WoW, which was back in 2014. It's pretty nuts, right? I get on here, I don't even really play WoW anymore. Like, what was it? We can actually look at the dungeons and raids and stuff like that here. So when Old Deer came out, that was, we got all the way through Old Deer here, my guild did. We got through on normal, and then I got like halfway through on heroic, and then Black Ops 4 came out, stuff like that, you know, started popping up and stuff. And as a result, I basically stopped raiding, haven't really played the game really a lot over the course of, wow, it's actually been like 4 or 5 months or something like that now that I think about it. It's been quite a long time, but I don't even play the game really that much anymore. Although I'm still subbed, I still love the game. I still go back, I go back and play on occasion. But I've been trying and playing this game so much over the years that no matter what, even if I'm like actively playing or not, I come back for this freaking event just to run this stupid dungeon like every day on as many characters as I possibly can. Now, what's cool about this dungeon, or I guess kind of cool depending how you look at it, is it's super easy, right? Most of these dungeons are actually pretty simple. So if you have a character who can tank or heal, just queue up as a tank or healer and you're going to be fine pretty much. As you can see, I queued up as a healer here, but I'm really not going to be doing any healing. I'm mostly going to be doing a bunch of damage if I can actually remember how to play my freaking character. We'll have to see how that goes. It's been so long. Yeah, I played Retribution Paladin with my guild. I also did a little bit of holy healing when they need me to, which wasn't super frequent. Believe it or not, it seems like most guilds I get into, they're like, yeah, you're pretty good DPS, let's just keep you there. And part of me is like, do you not want me to heal? Am I bad at healing? Is there something you're telling me? But really, I think I do fine healing, and even tanking, although I don't tank really all that much. But they typically just like having me at DPS for one reason or another. So that's just kind of how it goes, I suppose. But as you can see, super easy dungeon. Occasionally I throw out a heal to heal people. It's not really hard, right? You kill these 3 guys. There used to be mechanics involving these different perfume neutralizers and stuff like that, but they're just not necessary at this day and age. And look at that. We got a 365 necklace, which is almost as good as my Heart of Azeroth, which is really disappointing. Yeah, you can see I basically stopped playing after Old Deer. I was going pretty hard in Old Deer there for a while, but I just stopped playing. I got busy with stuff on the Earth Cinema, and the guild kind of like hit a road block pretty much. It seemed like partway through the heroic progression, it seemed like we weren't actually making any real progress, and then people started to leave the guild, and they were swapping people in and out. Now I was healing on occasion because we didn't have enough healers, and it just all started to fall apart a little bit, and so didn't really play that much. But let's go ahead. Now is for the moment of truth. Let's open that heart-shaped box. And whenever I see like a blue or anything like that, I get excited. But we got some gold, low tokens, which are a currency for the event, the Toxic Wasteling, which is a cool pet, but it's not a rare pet by any stretch of the imagination, and then the Forever Lovely Rose, which you can equip to your head, and it basically puts a rose in your mouth, which looks really weird on a human male character. Let's put our helmet back on. I think I prefer that, even though I don't technically have the helmet equipped because of course, transmog. So there you have it. There is the dungeon. That person just straight up logged out. Because again, so many people, this is what you do pretty much. If you have a character over level 110, at 110 or higher, You just start queuing, man. This is what you do. It's like a casino, but you want it because all you need is get that mount one time. You just want that mount one time, and then you'll never have to do a dungeon again. Or maybe you'll do it again, you know, because you like the dungeons and stuff like that. But, man, I just want that big love rocket because it's such a cool mount, and it's super rare, and it's like a rideable status symbol, as are all mounts here in this game. Man, you just want it so freaking much. All right, time for round 2 here. This time on the Death Knight. We're going in as the tank, but again, you can pretty much, if you're like a DK, you can queue up as a tank and not even be in tank spec and probably be okay, you know. If you're a druid, if you queue up as a healer, but you're going in as feral, you'll probably be okay. It's not really that big of a deal. The dungeon is not really all that difficult. But, yeah, I like this dungeon a lot. And the reason why, it's not because it's hard. It's not because, you know, has a chance of dropping them out. That's really not it for me. This area actually has a lot of good memories for me. So here we are. Let's actually go ahead and place this down. So here we are inside this dungeon, right? And what's cool about it to me is when my friends and I first started playing, we queued up and it threw us into Shadowfang Keep, which if you guys don't know, that's actually what this dungeon is based off. Like the area here is actually Shadowfang Keep, and these guys are here at Shadowfang Keep. I actually forget what they're doing with the different perfumes and stuff like that. But they're here at Shadowfang Keep doing some dastardly stuff, and of course you can drop a love rocket. Well, when we first started playing the game, when my friends and I queued up, it was basically a full party of us. My brother was tanking. My first character was actually a warlock. And so I'm playing on that warlock. My friend Zach was a hunter. We had another hunter friend. And then Foxhound, who you guys may remember from maybe some of my Minecraft videos or things like that, he was our healer. He was a priest, right? So we had a full group of 5. We went and we did all these dungeons together. And it was a lot of fun. But for some reason, when we got here, when we came to Shadowfang Keep, this dungeon was super freaking difficult for us. Like, I remember being the first boss in there, then coming down these stairs, and then taking forever to get by the big monsters that were out here in this courtyard. And then, are the doors actually open? They are. Once you go inside here, you actually have to deal with this entire kitchen area, which is full of mobs. And then the second boss is going to be right here. And then at the very end of the dungeon, I won't go all the way through, but at the very end of the dungeon, that final boss, what is his name? I honestly can't remember. And I bet you, I keep clicking all the wrong things here. Yeah, right here, Lord Godfrey, or maybe it's Baron Ashbury, I think is actually the final boss. No, he's actually the first one. This is so confusing. Which one? Okay, Lord Godfrey is the final boss because Pistol Barrage was the ability that would just freaking murder us over and over and over. For some reason, like, we could not avoid it somehow. We tried so many strategies. Our gear was completely broken. No joke, like, complete noobs, like, so terrible at the game. No idea what we were doing. We came in here, and it took us maybe 2 or 3 hours to beat this dungeon, and we were appropriately leveled for it, which was pretty freaking funny. But let's go ahead and open up our box. More gold, another rose, and a love token. So is the way of things. And the nice little necklace there with the 180i level, because this character is only level 110. I decided to hop on the old mage here. Oh, they won't show it, but the queue time, I can actually show you footage of it, was over 15 minutes. It was absolutely freaking absurd. So it said the estimated queue time was about 5 minutes, but you can never really trust that. It can sometimes be 1 minute, sometimes it'll be 15 minutes. You really have no idea, which is why, once again, I suggest always queuing as either a tank or a healer if your class actually allows you. If you're a mage like myself here, then it's not as easy sometimes. You basically have to wait for an eternity, which is pretty freaking rough. So this is going to be the third and final attempt, I think, for this video. I could go through and do it on 10 different characters until it says I have a lockout, but I might do it, but chances are I won't be able to get the mount here today. But I'm going to keep trying. I will keep trying, but I don't want to show like 50 attempts all here in one video because that would be pretty freaking absurd. I don't even remember how to play the mage. My goodness, it's been so long. Although I do like the Frost Mage quite a bit. There was a time before I decided to go with the Paladin that I thought maybe I would main the old Mage for this expansion here. Because I've never actually played as a ranged DPS, believe it or not. I've always been either a tank or a healer or a melee DPS, whether it was like a rogue or, you know, what have you. I said that I started playing the game. I'm the one tanking here. I remember saying that, you know, I started off as a warlock, and that's true, but that warlock never really made it that far. I'd say I got to like level 70 or 80 or something like that before I decided to reroll to the rogue, and the rogue is the character that I ended up maining for like 3 or 4 years, something like that. Like, I still consider my rogue to kind of be my main to this day, even though I haven't played him at all this expansion. Because I used to have so much time on that rogue, it's kind of absurd, right? I'm a stand right here. Come in the middle of cast anyway, might as well get it off. But the Frost Mage, something about the Frost Mage playstyle has always been pretty fun to me. I just like the general setup of it. I like the variety and talents that at least they had towards the beginning of Battle for Azeroth. I have no idea what the Frost Mage is actually like right now, but it's a fun class. That's what's kind of cool about WoW in general, is all the classes are pretty unique. They're all pretty fun, in my opinion. It's actually one of the biggest downsides to WoW, if you can actually call that a downside, is that all the classes are so unique and so fun that you basically just want to play them all. And if you guys know anything about WoW, trying to play every single class is very time-consuming. Especially if you want to actually, you know, raid and do dungeons and actually get decent gear and things like that. But let's go ahead and check it out. Let's go look at the heart-shaped box. And what'd you get? What'd you guess at 23 gold and some love tokens? Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you guys here in this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have you guys ever got lucky enough to get the Love Rocket here in Warcraft? And if you have, tell me your story down there in the comments, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.